This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Coming up on The South today, a former Dunedin man is honoured for his work restoring the sight of millions of people. Visitors to Oamaru are set to experience a taste of the past thanks to a joint business venture. And two Otago hockey teams are anticipating competing at a national level for the first time in 5 years. Good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. A former Dunedin man has to date brought eyesight to around 2 million blind people worldwide. Now the late Fred Hollows is being honoured locally for his global efforts, and a special guest was on hand to mark the occasion this afternoon.
The sign says it all. Fred Hollows Way. Speaking at this afternoon's event, Fred Hollows' daughter, Tanya Walcott, says her father was a very humble man who never sought recognition. She's touched that developers Ellen and John Dunkley chose to name the road to their new development after her late father. And she says the name is very appropriate.
Just a big thank you to everybody, and especially you, John, really for choosing Fred, and Fred Hollows Way is such a perfect name for the road. Really, there wasn't any other way as far as he was concerned.
The work of the Fred Hollows Foundation covers much of the South Pacific, where more than 20 years since his death in 1993, the man and his work survive on, in the eyes of many. Fred Hollows Foundation board member Sir Martin Weavers says Dunedin's newest street in the city Fred Hollows was born is a great honour for a great man.
I mean, he's a fabulous New Zealander and he's made an enormous global contribution, and the Fred Hollows Foundation in New Zealand is wonderfully proud to be associated with the naming of the street and to be here in Dunedin today to recognise his roots.
The Foundation's Executive Director Andrew Bell says as a University of Otago graduate, Fred has always been a great representative of the region and its medical research, which was evident today with a handful of Fred Hollows classmates attending the function.
And it might inspire young people. The developers have put a wonderful plaque down on the footpath at the subdivision, right under the name sign, to remind New Zealanders that Fred used to walk along that road every day, to remind them that from these humble beginnings, from these Otago beginnings, greatness has resulted.
Speaking with the invited guests, developer John Dunkley was emotional and humble. He said the process of developing the Three Hills subdivision was eye-wateringly expensive, but he's very thankful to the Fred Hollows Foundation for allowing them to honour the man and his legacy. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Wild weather is lashing Dunedin and other parts of Otago, causing widespread disruption. A power pole fell in South Dunedin this afternoon at the corner of Bayview and Forbury roads. Traffic's affected while emergency services and electrical contractors work to address the situation. A few residents and businesses have lost power as a result of the incident. On Otago Peninsula, almost 400 customers were without electricity as of 4:30 p.m. Strong winds, hail and sleet have been reported throughout the city, and snow has been falling in other parts of Otago. Warnings are in place for several highways, including Dunedin's northern motorway. The Victorian precinct in Oamaru is set to benefit from a joint venture between Tourism Waitaki and the Civic Trust. A full Victoriana experience is being developed, and it will give visitors a taste of what Oamaru was like in a bygone era.
Oamaru's Victorian precinct is a collection of preserved buildings that take the wanderer back in time. It's also a thriving tourist hub of shops, cafes, museums and even a brewery. Mark Smith of the Oamaru Whitestone Civic Trust oversees the preservation and development of the area.
My role involves ensuring that the buildings keep standing. I can put it better. I couldn't give you a document about all the objectives, but the essence of it is to ensure these buildings survive, and what we have inherited from our grandparents we can offer to our grandchildren.
Smith says while the history is a main draw of the precinct, the area is a working environment packed with a variety of businesses. Alongside the restaurants and tourist activities, skilled artisans such as Ian Anderson ply their trade. Anderson is a professional limestone sculptor who makes his living in the precinct.
Yeah, we're basically just part of the attraction of the whole area, including the old buildings, and using the local limestone, which is all the buildings are made of.
A joint venture between Tourism Waitaki and the Civic Trust will capitalise further on the historic theme. Number 12 Harbour Street, currently housing Cato Wool, will become a full Victoriana experience, giving visitors a taste of Oamaru in a bygone era.
So there'll be examples of schooling, the strict, brutal standards of Victorian schooling, but also, you know, a kind of taste of Oamaru's more colourful past. There'll be, tables, parlours and so on. There'll be Victorian games. There'll be the opportunity to experience writing penny farthings.
Mark Smith says while the development comes as part of a larger government tourism initiative, the project has also benefited from much support and contributions from the local community. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
A $500,000 restoration of Dunedin Prison is underway, with contractors working on the roof and facade. Scaffolding has gone up on the Category 1 historic building in central Dunedin over the last few weeks. Work began in earnest on Monday after a Ngāi Tahu blessing. The Dunedin Prison Charitable Trust expects the project to be completed by Christmas, weather permitting. Public tours of the facility are being deferred until the new year. The trust, which owns the prison, raised $550,000 for the restoration. It includes the return of original architectural details lost over the decades. Otago hockey teams are preparing to compete nationally for the first time in 5 years. Both the men's and women's sides will be representing the region against top players from around the country, and a local dignitary has been helping them get on their way.
Official hoodies for teams back in the national fold. Members of the Otago men's and women's hockey teams were handed their official competition hoodies by incumbent Mayor Dave Cull ahead of the national season's opening games. It's the first time both the women's and men's teams have represented the region at this level in 5 years, which means a lot to the players. Women's midfielder Tori Doherty believes this competition is now an important step towards a professional game, which is far from the demise of the competition at this level that happened 5 years ago.
My understanding was that it sort of fell apart 5 years ago. It was more of a social tournament than a competitive tournament, but it's changed a lot over the past 5 years and it's really competitive. It's like a stepping stone to NHL for a lot of players.
Doherty admits rugby has a huge following in Aotearoa, but she says hockey is a fast game that's been adapted for television.
Hockey is getting up there, it's getting a bit more TV time. We're playing, so NHL plays quarters, and that's to be able to fit in with the ads and things on TV, and they're playing seniors tournament the same, so that we can understand how to play in quarters, because it's a lot different to playing 35-minute halves.
Otago men's striker Nathan Gilbert says the National Seniors competition is a feeder event towards the National Hockey League.
Everything's way quicker. There's probably a lot more skill set, I think. Just these days there's a lot of 3D skills, like in mid-air, just guys being stronger and faster, I guess.
Gilbert says it's not easy to raise funds to compete around the country. However, they're making it work. The National Hockey Seniors Tournament for men and women begins in Whangarei this weekend. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And still to come on The South Today, we speak with another of this year's Dunedin mayoral candidates.
Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer-looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call 0800 502 402.
Hi, I'm Dave Cole, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city, not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses An emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cull for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
It actually changes your mental state. I mean, if you could have a bad day, you could walk in to the house and here's the cat or the dog come up to greet you. No matter how bad a day you've had, it's just disappeared.
Mobility Solutions Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
Driving Miss Daisy is a safe, friendly and reliable companion driving service.
Hello Jean, where are we off to today?
We form genuine friendships with our clients and help them to remain independent. Thousands of Driving Miss Daisy clients and their families love our caring, affordable service. Call us today for a quote on 0800 948 432 or visit drivingmissdaisy.co.nz. Driving Miss Daisy, for the gift of independence.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Wooltech have the experience and the expertise to supply a wide range of high-quality New Zealand-made products and can manufacture customised products to meet your individual requirements. Wooltech, great people, great products, great service.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Thinking of services for older people? Think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115.
Hi, I'm Dave Cull, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city, not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses, an emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cull for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
Welcome back. Tonight we continue with our interviews of Dunedin mayoral candidates, and Abe Gray joins me now. Good evening.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Now, how long have you lived in Dunedin?
I've lived in Dunedin for 14 years. Yeah, I came here to the university and never left.
Why are you running for the mayoralty?
Well, I love Dunedin. I stayed here. I decided to make my life here. I have my wife and child here, and I want it to be not just the best small city in the world, which I've heard other candidates say, but I also want it to be the coolest small city in the world.
What leadership experience can you bring to the table?
Well, I've been an educator at the university for over a decade, a lab demonstrator, a private tutor, and lecturing as well. And I've been able to inspire a new generation of doctors and scientists. And that sort of strength as a communicator and that approachability, I think, is a real strength. I'm as comfortable, speaking to people in the boardroom as I would be someone under a bridge, and everyone knows that they can come talk to me.
What do you see as the top 2 issues currently facing Dunedin?
Well, obviously South Dunedin is a big issue. What are we going to do for the future? There's a lot of sort of vague talk, but I think we need to really sit down and get down to the brass tacks. We can't force people to move out of there unless we have a reasonable replacement. So we need to do a cost-benefit analysis, and obviously a lot of money is going to have to be spent. Where we're going to get all that, we're going to have to lobby the government, we're going to have to maybe partner with private businesses. But beyond South Dunedin, I really see as an issue the brain drain. We have so many creative, talented, intelligent young people. That's what makes Dunedin great. All of those people who are brought here for education, a lot of them would like to stay and have businesses and contribute to the Dunedin economy, but the opportunities for whatever reason aren't there for them. So we need to really focus on that and find a way to stop that.
What do you consider to be the core functions, of the Dunedin City Council?
Well, I mean, the council is there to deliver service to ratepayers, and unfortunately, because of some historical debt issues, service delivery hasn't been as great as it used to be, and I think we need to get back to that core business of providing wonderful city amenities.
How do you feel the current council is performing?
Pretty good. I mean, there's been a few high-profile screw-ups, but I think the overall trajectory is in the right direction. I mean, paying down the debt is really important so that we don't end up paying more money over time. But we do need to continue with high-level service delivery. So really the only way to do both of those would be to get more revenue. And I like what the council is doing, marketing the story of Dunedin and getting us a bit of profile, trying to get more visitors, more economic activity. But that needs to be cranked up times 10.
As mayor, what would you do differently?
Well, I guess I would just be a lot more visible. And like I said, I'm really approachable. So I have friends in all different sectors of society, all social classes, and they all know they can come and talk to me at any time. And I'm pretty gregarious. I'm out there in the media. I like to talk to people. And so the mayor you would always know where the mayor was, what he was doing, and you would always know that you could come up and talk to him about anything.
What do you consider to be the most important function of the mayor?
Well, it's a leadership role. So you have to be a leader. You have to be someone who's clearly, out there and has ideas and seems like they're worth getting behind. But you also have to be a champion for the city. The main role is to make our city great and make sure that the bureaucracy functions effectively. In many ways, you have to manage the bureaucracy and the ratepayers' expectations and make sure that the vast behemoth that is the DCC is actually fulfilling the wishes of the ratepayer.
Do you have the skills to lead the council?
Well, I've led a successful and growing community organization for the last 3 years, and we have an annual budget of 5 figures, which, isn't a lot compared to the council, but it's not insignificant either. And, from this we've spun off one of Dunedin's most provocative and exciting and hotly talked about tourist attractions. So, doing all of that and mustering a big group of volunteers and building all of that from scratch with no institutional support or, grants from a place like the council, I think that shows that I have the leadership abilities to organize people and get things done.
Where do you think Dunedin's future lies?
Well, I really think the intelligence and the cultural capital of our people, that's our biggest asset. That's what makes Dunedin a great place to live. We have all these other amenities, but that vibrancy that comes with being an international city and a youth culture focused city, we need to capture that and capitalize on that, and we need to find a way to take all of these resources and skills that all of these talented, intelligent young people from all over the world bring and allow them to stay here and be an economic engine for our city.
What do you love about Dunedin?
Oh, so many things. I mean, yeah, it's hard to name them all. Obviously, the environment is top, the wildlife, the proximity to so many amazing nature experiences. That's pretty much what I spend all my free time doing. But also our heritage, you know, and the focus on enhancing that and restoring that, I think, has been really good. But of course, as I've said, you know, the main reason why people come to Dunedin, why people love Dunedin, is our youth culture and our youthful focus. And yeah, we have the potential to be the coolest city.
Why should Dunedin residents and ratepayers vote for you?
Well, my campaign slogan is "Let's turn our stories into legends." And so the idea behind that is, let's take these things that we've just mentioned that make Dunedin special and elevate them into, you know, world famous status. And there's some things that really deserve that. And there are so many stories to be told in Dunedin that really are legendary. And, you know, if we're going to punch above our weight and make sure that we get more than our fair share of opportunities and make the most of them, we're going to need somebody who can really communicate all of that.
Mayoral candidate Abe Gray, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
After the break on The South Today, we'll recap the day's news and check out weather for the lower half of the South Island.
Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call 0800 502 402.
Hi, my name is 104. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting two major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our harborside area to create a world-class community space. Vote 104 and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
Driving Miss Daisy is a safe, friendly and reliable companion driving service.
Hello Jean, where are we off to today?
We form genuine friendships with our clients and help them to remain independent. Thousands of Driving Miss Daisy clients and their families love our caring, affordable service. Call us today for a quote on 0800 948 432 or visit drivingmissdaisy.co.nz. Driving Miss Daisy, for the gift of independence.
We're a 25 Moray place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Mobility Solutions Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
It actually changes your mental state. I mean, if you could you could have a bad day, you could walk in to the house and here's the cat or the dog come up to greet you. No matter how bad a day you've had, it's just disappeared.
Hi, my name is Ronald Fong. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting two major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our harborside area to create a world-class community space. Vote Ronald Fong, and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The late eye doctor Fred Hollows of Dunedin is being honoured in the city with the unveiling of a Leek Valley street in his name. Visitors to Oamaru will be able to experience what life was like in the Victorian era thanks to a community-supported joint business venture. And the men's and women's Otago hockey teams are preparing to represent the region at a national competition for the first time in 5 years. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got a story about the Dunedin Port House. There appears to be some movement on the refurbishment of the port. We had a story last year, obviously, when it closed because of earthquake strengthening concerns. There was suggestions they may not reopen it, and that caused a bit of an outrage around the city. Lots of letters sent to the MPs, etc., and finally they relented, agreed to spend something like $15 million on it. The first of the consents has been lodged with the DCC now, only for $1.8 million. That's the strengthening and some of the work on the outside. So hopefully things will get underway in the next month or so, and we were expecting more consents as well, and some were getting close to that $15 million they plan to spend. First mayoral candidate meeting tonight as well. Chance for them all to, I guess, strut their stuff and show what they're like in a public arena. We'll be along and have full coverage of that in tomorrow's paper. There's a nice story from Balmacew Intermediate. They had a bit of a spring clean around the school. Lots of desks and chairs that they no longer require, and rather than get rid of them locally, they decided to ship them off to Samoa in a shipping containers, 160 of them going over. Otago Girls High School's also contributed some sports equipment to go with that, so the principal, Andrew Hunter, said it's a bit of a project for them, a chance to show that you can actually recycle some of the stuff, but also that there's lots of kids out there that don't have the same, I guess, the same equipment that we do in this country, so nice to see them using it. And also Paralympics starting tomorrow, and local athlete Holly Robinson, she's going to be the flag bearer. Good Tyree girl. We've been out at the Tyree Club today talking to some of her biggest fans. She coaches the 5 to 14-year-old group out there and on the track and field, and they're real thrilled. Looking forward to seeing her in action. So
that's great. Thanks very much, Craig.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
Starting with today's southern view, taken off the Oamaru War Memorial. Looking at the situation, and a front will move over southern districts tonight but weaken and leave just a little shower activity tomorrow morning with a southwesterly airflow. A ridge of high pressure will bring fine weather tomorrow. To the southern outlook, Balclutha and Catlins, decreasing southerlies, some cloud and 6 degrees, moderate southerlies and 7 for both Gore and Lumsden. To the central outlook, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka, decreasing southerlies, becoming fine and 7 degrees, moderate southerlies and some cloud for Te Anau. To the northern outlook, mostly cloudy with decreasing southerlies in Oamaru, snow showers clearing and 5 for Omarama and Twizel. And prepare for a chilly night in Dunedin tonight with snow showers and an overnight low of 0 degrees. Those showers are set to be clearing during the morning tomorrow, with sunny periods increasing during the afternoon. Still some cold gusty southerlies which will be easing slowly. A high of 7 and overnight -2. And on Friday there will be frost in the morning and night, but otherwise mostly fine and sunny. A high of 9 and a low down to -3. Also a cold night for you in Otago with hail, sleet and snow showers and an overnight low of 0. Those showers should clear with sunny periods increasing during the morning tomorrow. Very cold southwesterlies decreasing, a high of 7 and a low of -4, bringing frost overnight. And on Friday, mostly fine with frosts and light winds, a high of 10 and a low of -3. And that's all from us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.